some of your videos, or I've come across you using an e-bike whilst hunting. Now, for me, I would say that would be dangerous, just in terms of coordination, not crashing the thing, worrying about
you on two wheels, mate.
Yeah,
Or
me
any
on
wheels.
two wheels. How'd you go with that? How'd that come about, and how'd you find that experience? Because I'm very interested. We've talked a bit about e-bikes and the future of hunting.
Would you suggest it?
For some people, e-bikes in the right context can open up like just incredible hunting experiences that you otherwise wouldn't be able to have. For most people, probably will be more of a hindrance than a help. For me, when I'm going out with a hunting guide or I have access to private property, then it becomes really useful if you want to get to A to B. But there's also limitations to these e-bikes. Like I was speaking to Colm, who is the owner of EORB, Electronic Off-Road Bikes, who's the first kind of distributor of hunting e-bikes in Australia. They look cool. They look dangerous. They look sweet. They look like fun, and they look like interesting content too, right? And so I was having this conversation with him, like, let's do something, like let's put some stuff together. And he agreed eventually. He said, Chris, I know you want to, like, I know that you love hunting in the high country. You love hunting sambar, and I know you want to get a sambar one of these things. It will not happen. Like, it will be so ridiculously hard. The type of hunting that you do in the high country, unless you have a fire track, and even then, a fire track is going to be gnarly. It's going to be very, very difficult to do it. So, Chris, manage your expectations. And then I was like, sure. So I took it out to the high country, and it sucked. Man, did it hurt. I picked a terrible day. I was heading along this stream. I got eaten alive by mozzies. I fell off probably 5 or 6 times trying to get it up a hill that I was just not going to get up. You know, knocking my rifle, like your sense of depth and space is all thrown off when you're on top of it. But you don't think that you've got, there's some interesting contraptions where you can have it like a quad bike on the front of your bike or mounted to the side, but I just had it over my sling. And I'm hitting it on trees, and I'm trying to film content and make it look interesting. And I literally I souped out afterwards. I'm like, after like 3 or 4 hours, I'm like, no, I'm not doing this, not today. I've just wasted this hunt. And like, I'm pretty time poor. Like when I go out hunting, I really need to make the most of it for my own sense of well-being, so that I can enjoy the hunt, so that I can personally get something out of it. But then if I can try and swing it so that I can get some interesting content, that's great. If I'm supporting like a business and I'm promoting their products, that's great. So I'm trying to do all these different things, and it just was not happening. It's not working. And so, so I went back to Cole and I was like, mate, you're right. He was like, yeah, no, I know, Chris. I know. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. So then I took it out and did, I've done a lot of like property hunting with it, like just big farms and paddocks and stuff. And man, it just rips through. It's just so good. Doesn't matter whether it's boggy, wet, up hills, as long as it's not crazy rocky or like 45-degree angles, then you're sweet and you're golden. You can go for ages. You can get as many bunnies as you want, as many foxes as you want. They're really good. And the animals don't respond to the bike's motor the same way they respond to an engine. And so it's like I've even heard a story. I've never done this personally, but I've heard stories of hunters riding bikes through state forest and just cleaning up, because the sound of the tread on the path is not something that a deer is used to. It's used to like the thud of feet or the rumble of an engine. And so when it just hears this other thing, it knows that it doesn't belong in the bush. It knows that, and so it's conscious of you and it's wary of you, but it's not expecting you just to fly around a corner and then see it. And then if it's a sambar, it's like curious, and you've got like 10 seconds to like pull your rifle out and take a shot.